Hello, everyone, again, and welcome to the Vinyl Community Guncles. This is episode number 27. It's Christmas Eve, but we already did our Christmas episode, so if you're in the Christmas spirit and you haven't seen our last episode, you might want to check that one out. This time around, we are simply we're doing our first installment of Tops and Bottoms. And we're going to guess who the closeted people in the vinyl community are and whether they're a top or bottom. That's how this is going to work.
There we go.
Okay, that's not what I was told.
That's not what we're doing, Mr. Rob.
Oh, we have stolen this idea from the everybody does the year things, but they do it so well. And the as it should be channel. But what we're doing is we're picking a year out of a hat, and then we're choosing our top picks and our bottom picks from that year. And it could be singles, it could be albums, it could be even musical movies, it could be specific genres, it could be favorite band t-shirts that came out that year, it could be anything. So whatever we want to do. And the year that was chosen was 2005, so we'll be doing that. We'll also be talking about music books a little bit later on, and we'll have our review of Minnie Riperton's Perfect Angel album coming up. But let's get started with Tops and Bottoms. That sounds like the most fun one. I'm Robert Fitton, along with Richard from Calvin Wazoo, Craig from Craig's Vinyl Plethora, and ladies and gentlemen, the man that, in one of his more recent videos, said that he could not do the ringwear contest because, darn it, he just doesn't have any albums with ringwear on them. Mike from Hubtunes.
Thank you for actually watching one of my videos, Robert.
I watch all of them.
We just don't comment.
Yeah, I watch them on TV.
Yeah, I don't comment either. I have no ringwear. I can't find anything.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
well, if it happens again, you can use one of mine. I have about half my collection has ringwear on it.
So are we going to mix it up? One person starts with best and the next person does worst? Or are we going to do all best and then all worst? Or how do you want to
Well, I don't really have any worst kind of things. So
he's a top exclusive. Richard is.
Oh, geez.
And another rule breaker.
I thought I was more versatile.
I have a little bit of everything.
We were supposed to be versatile, but you're the one that's only top.
Right.
I can't. But there's a lot of stuff that's really shitty from 2005, so it was kind of hard to pick something.
That makes no sense, but okay.
No, it makes total sense, Richard. It makes total sense.
There's all this shitty stuff, so I couldn't pick anything. We can. I don't know. I think since we're doing our own categories, I think it would probably be better if we each do our top and bottoms maybe at the same time, or no, whichever. This is the kind of stuff that usually goes on before the show backstage.
Right. Well,
welcome everybody.
Because I don't know. I think it would be fun to all do tops and then I'll do bottoms.
I think
that does sound like a fun time.
Right?
That sounds like a Saturday night.
That sounds like a Thursday afternoon. And we're drinking. I didn't drink the last one. I apologize. Now we got a mudslide.
For this year, honestly, I could do them all at the same time, all the tops and all the bottoms. But for other years, I would probably have more.
Well, and I don't know if anybody's doing honorable mentions, but I actually have some.
I have a couple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, who's starting? We'll just do them separately then.
So we'll do all tops.
Yes, and then all bottoms. That's the way they do it on the As It Should Be channel, and we're stealing it from them.
We are stealing it from them.
So yeah, we'll only steal from the best. Okay, so the year is 2005. That was chosen out of the hat.
Yes.
Who is first? We should choose that. We should draw that out of a hat.
Yeah,
probably should draw that.
I can go ahead and get started as long as we're talking about good things about 2005.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
2005, for me, one of the good things happened with the British Music Awards. And that was because the year before, 2004, Scissor Sister had released their debut album. And it won 3 awards. It was nominated for 5 in 2005 for the British Music Awards. It's such a great album. And they performed Take Your Mama during the ceremony. And then there's a video that you can find of it on YouTube where they've got like these giant puppets and everything, and Jake Shears is just absolutely freaking amazing. So
that was back when he was skinny and young and had no idea, and then he like all of a sudden did steroids or something. And
right.
I don't know what he did.
Allegedly.
Well,
Allegedly.
he definitely beefed up for the later releases. But yeah, so and then they also had another album coming out with Tada in 2005. But there was so many the recognition they got in Britain was really a contrast to the lack of recognition that they got in the United States. You know, they were from New York City, and even up until, you know, by the time they released their third album, actually their third and fourth albums, in the U.S., they were playing really small venues. Like here in Chicago, they would play the Riviera, or they would play the Vic.
I saw them at the Metro.
Yeah, so they were playing
right,
these really
after
small.
the award ceremony.
They opened in Boston one time that I saw them for Lady Gaga. You know, so they were an opening act. But in Europe, and especially in Great Britain, they were selling out much larger venues. So the recognition that they were getting for that record was just really sweet, and it was an excellent video. So that's probably one of my favorite things about 2005.
I think Elton John discovered them when he was in New York.
Yeah.
And brought them.
Yeah, he played a big role with them. In fact, he recorded a
Yeah.
song with them in here, and I can't remember which one he did with them. But there's such great songs on this
his style is all over that record. It's a wonderful record. There's so much good stuff on there.
It Can't Come Quickly Enough is one of my favorite songs of theirs. But then the other thing that from 2005 is I was kind of, I had like this playlist. So for my like workouts or when I would go running or something like that. And there was a song, a hit song from 2005 that was in my playlist, and that was the single "Don't Ya" by the Pussycat Dolls, with the Busta Rhymes, and it was the I wrote it down here, the Ralphie's Hot Freak mix. That was the one that I was listening to, and it's still on my phone.
Would that be Ralphie Rosario?
I don't know.
It's the only DJ name I know, by the way.
That's probably him.
I have no idea who that is.
But yeah, that was in my playlist. And, I love that song. It was a good song for running or working out to. And so, yeah, that's kind of like my highlights, I suppose, musical highlights of 2005.
Not even a top 5.
Those are the tops.
The two?
That was it?
2, that's it. You don't have 3 more.
The rest of 2005, yeah, I really...
Oh, my God.
I mean...
Wow.
That's worse than my Christmas shit.
Wow. I got all kinds of...
No, I don't have much either.
Should have stopped at 2000.
It's a great...
I mean, Gorillaz came out with Demon
Days.
That was a good record.
It's a phenomenal record.
Madonna, Confessions on a Dance Floor was 2005, and that record saved my life. And I don't say that ironically; it really did.
You were on a sinking ship, and you held on to it.
So Block Party, Silent Alarm was a really good release.
Is that 2005?
Yeah. I'm just quickly going through because you guys seem to be disappointed with what I had. So
very.
I just think it's not a top 5.
Okay, well, there's Richards. Who's next?
Richard. I'll go next.
Oh shit! She got a notebook full.
You know I got notebooks. You know I got notes galore. Okay. So I've got some honorable mentions. Gorillaz, Dare. Erasure, Don't Say You Love Me, Scissor Sisters, Filthy Gorgeous, Arcade Fire's Neighborhood No. 2, George Michael's John and Elvis Are Dead, Echo and the Bunnymen, Stormy Weather, Kelly Clarkson, Since You've Been Gone, and
so wait a minute, are these albums or are these?
These are singles. Sorry,
singles, okay.
I did all singles. So, and number 8, Depeche Mode, A Pain That I'm Used to. My number 5, and I might get some shit for this because I don't know that I really like this band per se. They have a couple okay jams, but this particular song is just I don't know why it resonates with me, and it's kind of, I don't know how I kind of always wanted to be for people, but that doesn't make sense. But anyways, number 5 is Coldplay's Fix You. Number 4, Madonna's Hung Up. Number 3, CSS with Let's Make Love and Listen to Death from Above. Fucking love CSS. They only
know that one.
They're so good.
Is that like a dance? Is that a club song or?
No, they're kind of like, I don't know, post-punk, new wave. I don't know really how to describe them. Maybe Le Tigre. Do you know Le Tigre?
The Tiger?
The band, Le Tigre. No. Okay, they're very similar to them. Maybe kind of some Sleater Kinney-ish.
Oh, okay.
But a little more like punk.
And that Hung Up from Madonna was everywhere.
It was everywhere.
The DJ would be playing it in the back room. You'd walk up to the front room and they'd be playing it on the jukebox. It was everywhere. Yeah, and I used to play ABBA's "Give Me a Man After Midnight" on the jukebox, and just watch the younger people who didn't know that song get all like upset because, well, who is this ripping off Madonna? Right. This isn't Madonna. It's like, damn.
Well, there was that Madonna. Number 2, Goldfrapp with number 1. Because I'm a dog to get to you. Oh, just love me some Alison Goldfrapp, and that song is just fucking fantastic. My number 1 for 2005, Arcade Fire with Rebellion's Lies. That song just, like, you have like 75 members in the band, not really, but there are so many members in that band, and just the drums and the video is like they're a marching band and they're going down the street.
Like, great.
I hear that song and I'm instantly just like, I am pumped. I'm just ready to go. And that album, Funeral, just fucking brilliant. There's no other way to describe that. For a debut record, like, that was just, unfortunately, it hasn't really gone that great. Like, I mean, they've had hit and miss here with the records after that, but just fucking, oh my God, Funeral is just fucking brilliant.
I think we just talked about it on Facebook the other day. They've never been better.
Yeah.
It's their best record.
I mean, Neon Bible is really great, and there's some good moments through the rest of their career, but Funeral really, like, fucking brilliant.
Have you ever heard Will Butler's solo record?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's really
He's got 2, actually.
The first one with the black and white cover.
Yeah, the first one, and then Anna was the single off of that.
Yeah. It's really good.
And what's her head? That cute little redhead was in the video. Who was in that terrible movie that everybody thought was great with the other Ryan Gosling. The musical.
Stars. The
La 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 La.
Yeah, La La Land.
La La Land.
I didn't understand why people thought that was a good movie, but I love Emma. What's her name?
Thomas? Emma Thomas?
No, that's not right.
Emma Peel.
Emma Watson?
No.
In the comments below, people.
It's gonna make me so angry because later I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I know exactly who that. Emily. She was Cruella.
Thompson. Like, Emily Baker. Emily Jones. Emily Smith. Emily Black. Emily White. Emily Brown.
I'll think of it later, but yeah, that is my top 5. Next.
Okay, my top 5. I don't know anything about 2005 either, except for some of the things that were played in the club. Like Craig just named off 5 songs, and I knew, I think, 2 of them. So I was definitely not. I was working in country radio at the time, and so I'm going to do the top 5 country singles.
Damn it, there's props.
This looks more like an Arby's hat when I wear this.
Oh my.
Top 5 country
Arby's.
singles.
You want a Jamocha shake?
Yeah, really. Look like the Pharrell Williams when he did Happy on that Grammy show or whatever. The top 5 country singles of 2005 include Leanne Womack, I May Hate Myself in the Morning, but I'm Gonna Love You Tonight. That was a throwback sound for her. That sounded like that's a great song that sounded like it could have been from the 70s or something like that. And in the video, and you got to remember this is 2005, the vinyl resurgence really hadn't taken off yet. But that was one of the first country albums to be released on a vinyl LP, and the video shows her putting the record on and playing it, and the cover design with the titles and the text, everything looks like an album from the 70s. So she was Leanne Womack was kind of ahead on the time on the whole vinyl comeback, and the song is called I May Hate Myself in the Morning. Number 4 is a very similar song, kind of a throwback song, sound of the 70s, from Trisha Yearwood called Georgia Rain. It's kind of a love ballad. If you like I May Hate Myself in the Morning, you probably would like Georgia Rain. It's really kind of beautiful. By the way, Trisha Yearwood. I don't think the song's on here. This is a greatest hits. It's too early for that. At number 3, of course, we're going to have some Toby Keith. First appearance of Toby Keith on the Vinyl Community Guncles channel. And his song is Get Drunk and Be Somebody.
Oh, that's me every week.
It's time to get drunk and be somebody. Now, I spent a lot of time in a country bar. The radio station I worked for also was part of a TV show that would air locally on Saturday nights that featured line dancing at this country bar called Wild Country, which is now closed. What a fun time that was. And I was there every taping of that. And it used to air on Saturday nights. They would tape it on Thursday. It would air on Saturdays. And it would beat Saturday Night Live in the local ratings.
Did you wear that hat?
No, I did not. But there were people who would be full. And the thing about it is, all ages. People that were 60 years old. It was an 18 and up bar. So all the 18 to 21-year-olds had the black line across their hand. People from all ages. You had people in full cowboy. You had people walking in tracksuits. You had the whole spectrum of people. The whole spectrum of white people, I meant. But yeah, get drunk and be somebody. And the funny thing is, midnight would hit, the TV show would be over, and then the hip hop immediately started with, Diddy, or what was the guy's name? Nitty, I think, or Diddy, and the song was called I don't remember, but there were all these crazy like hip hop songs that would play. At number 2 is a sweet song from Tim McGraw called My Old Friend, a very unassuming song. It wasn't a big song from him, but I really liked it. It's a very sentimental song about your old friend that you don't see a lot anymore, and you wish you could spend more time, but things keep coming up, and you lose track of old friends, and you just know one time that somebody's not going to be there anymore, and it's probably a good idea to reach out to old friends and make time for old friends before you're not able to do that anymore. And so the song is called My Old Friend from Tim McGraw. And my number 1 song, country from 2005, country singles that were on the radio. And by the way, I'm doing country singles on the radio. I'm not doing Texas country or alt country. Every time somebody in the vinyl community talks about country, we got to go alt country and talk about Alison Krauss. Alison Krauss had one song on the radio. This one is Jody Messina. My Give a Damn's Busted. Now, this is the rare instance where a country song would then turn into a bumper sticker and t-shirt. I don't mind that. I can't stand when they take a bumper sticker or t-shirt and turn it into a song. Like the Brad Paisley bullshit about I'm going to miss my wife because she said if I go fishing one more time, she's going to leave. So I'm going to miss her. Don't take a fucking t-shirt and turn it into a song, people. Don't do that. That's about as low as you can get. I can't stand Brad Bad. You know what I can't stand about him? I never can say his fucking name, and I was on the radio all the time saying Bad Paisley. Fuck, I hate his name. God, what a tongue twister for me. Anyway, Jody Messina, my number 1 country single for
He's so
2005.
good.
I do have an honorable mention by somebody who never became big. Just had one song. It was played very rarely. Her name was Danielle Peck. The song called I Don't, and basically the lyrical outline of that was, you treated me like shit, you were a complete asshole, you left me, abandoned me, and now you want to come back talking about you've changed, and Jesus forgives you. Well, Jesus might forgive you, but I don't. And her name is Danielle Peck, and that's my honorable mention. I love the sentiment of Jesus may forgive you, but I don't.
I don't know anything that you just said in the last 10 minutes.
Like I said, I didn't know anything Richard was talking
about. Tim McGraw, and I am a big fan. Couldn't tell you a song, but man.
Yeah, he's got some decent ones. Real Good Man is a pretty good one.
I don't know.
And
I don't care what he sings. What he
Oh, you're into Tim McGraw for other.
Oh my God!
And then he went through this whole body transformation around 2006 or whatever, where he really went into get real beefed up and whatever. And,
oh, really?
Yeah, got really muscular. You know, like calendar guy muscular.
Yeah.
And, but Richard was talking. I didn't know hardly any of those, and I only knew two of the ones that Craig mentioned, and one of them is, of course, Madonna. So I mean, everybody would know.
Didn't Tim
hung up?
And I could be wrong about this, but didn't Tim McGraw get arrested for stealing a horse in Central Park or something?
I don't remember that.
Point.
Might have been after I was already out of country radio. I don't know.
No, I think it was 7 or 8 years ago. He stole a horse in Central Park and went running around, and it was a complete mess. It also could be somebody else. I'm probably slandering Tim McGraw's name.
Poor Tim.
So yeah, now that leaves Mike from Hub Tunes with his top
looks
5
like
something.
Tim McGraw and Kenny Chesney got arrested.
They were always hanging out together.
For stealing the horse?
Well, I'm reading the article to figure out what the hell happened.
Love to have been part of that.
It was an incident with a horse, and it led to charges of assaulting a sheriff's deputy.
I think that we should just leave it as Tim McGraw was arrested for doing something with a horse.
And Kenny Chesney,
Kenny Chesney.
Oh, I can't stand Kenny Chesney.
Yeah, don't let Kenny off that easy. Okay. So
Kenny Chesney is this tall, by the way. I mean, he was one of the few country people I ever had my picture taken with him, just so I could show how small he is. He is a tiny guy.
And ugly. I don't like him at all. At all.
And ugly.
Is his tractor sexy, though?
Thus spake the plethora.
Yeah, it's sexier than him.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay.
Okay. So, no, this year, this was tough. This was our first year that we pulled. I think it's going to get easier. It's got to get easier.
Yeah.
And I pulled records because I like to show records and I like to talk about records. I will do a song though, and this is a single.
Will you sing it a cappella?
I might.
Please do.
This is Click Click Click.
Up on the housetop.
Dan, it's called.
Yeah, I thought we were done with that last week.
No, this is a great dance, funky, fun record. Take Ecstasy with me. It's a single.
I know that song.
Yeah, we've talked about this. I'm pretty sure, Craig. Really cool, fun band. And it's a great album artwork. It's just really cool. It's a lot of fun, and so I pulled that. But I go into albums. This is My Morning Jacket, their album Z. This is my favorite My Morning Jacket record. I think they kind of get lumped into that jam band kind of thing, but they're not. They're just really good songwriters. Jim James, the lead singer, has a wonderful, wonderful voice, and this album is a little funkier because early in their career they were kind of like a southern rock, country rock jam band kind of thing, but then this album kind of takes off into more funk. It just gets a little weird, and I love this record. It's great. My Morning Jacket Z, and oh my God, this is P, but it's my favorite album of theirs, and it's Iron and Wine. This is Woman King. Sweet, soulful sound. Sam Bean, the lead singer, his vocals are just so soothing, and he's kind of a poet, like we talked about in the last video with Tracy Chapman. Just gorgeous stuff. He was in this band Iron and Wine with his sister at the time, She comes and goes now. I'm not sure if she's still in the band, but they still make records. Really, really cool stuff. This is great. I mean, some of their records can get a little slow and monotonous and kind of a drony, like vocally soft feel that kind of could probably put people to sleep. But this one has wonderful, wonderful vocals, great guitar work. It's a little more upbeat than some of their other stuff. I love this record, and it's just an EP. I think, but it has like six songs on it. I think so. And then mentioned this band earlier, one of my favorite bands, and this is Gimme Fiction by Spoon. This album we talked about, we reviewed Kill the Moonlight. This is the follow-up to Kill the Moonlight. And I saw them, I bet I saw them 6 times on this tour. They toured a lot with this record. They toured everywhere. And absolutely fantastic record. The songs are more complete, like what you guys didn't like about Moonlight kind of fixed on this record. Not that it needed fixing, but the songs are a little more complete and a little more, just like better thoughts and everything. And the music is so good on it. And I absolutely love this record. Like I said, I saw them, Jesus. I bet I saw them 5 or 6 times on this record when they toured. And I love them. And yeah, that's all I pulled. I don't have a lot from 20, although Craig talked about Arcade Fire, which what a great record. Great record.
See, and I went a different direction. I was going what happened musically in 2005. I wasn't doing that's why I didn't have much.
Well, and you also mentioned Block Party's Silent Alarm. What a great record that is. Block Party used to be my guilty pleasure. I used to consider them a guilty pleasure. They're really good. They're not a guilty pleasure. They're a really good band. And Silent Alarm is probably their best record. So yeah, I could have pulled that too. Wonderful, wonderful record.
All right, so that's our tops for 2005. It's time for our bottoms of 2005. What is the worst of the albums and singles and country singles of 2005? Shall we go in the same order?
Yeah.
Which would mean Richard is first.
And there's just a lot of stuff that was released in 2005 that it just really did not attract my attention. And so, I don't have any worse because, if it was bad, I didn't listen to it. And,
I'm in a different position with all that, being forced to listen to things because of my job.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still going through the releases, for 2005, and I see some releases that I'm kind of aware of, but none of them I'm going, oh, that sucked. Oh, I hated that. Because, most of that stuff I didn't listen to. Do
you have a biggest disappointment as far as something you were expecting to be good, but it wasn't living up to what you thought it would be in 2005? Like, I mean, nobody's going to buy a Nickelback album and be like, that was horrible. I thought that was going to be, well, maybe somebody would, but nobody on this show.
I thought it was going to be awesome.
Right. I was so disappointed in that Creed album. I thought it was going to be incredible.
Before all the weird shit happened with Kanye West, that was going on much later, there was all this hype about Kanye West. And I did listen to some of his stuff, and some of it was kind of interesting, but it was just so... I don't know. It just never sparked me. And then the more I got to know about him, the less I came to like what I was already hearing. Yeah. So, I can't say I don't remember any musically a major disappointment from 2005. I mean, Eric Clapton could just go home and stop releasing albums. I know he released an album in 2005, and I'm like...
What did he release in 2005?
Oh, I just, went right by it here. And
was it the blues one where he was with B.B. King?
Back Home.
Oh, yeah. So he was doing a lot of stuff like a blues-type stuff back at that point.
Is it the Back Home one with... is that with J.J. Cale? Because the J.J.
I don't know. It's just...
The J.J. Cale one was pretty decent, but
Richard's doing this on the fly. Don't ask him any questions.
Yeah, right. Because that's not how he took. I thought we were like a little more flexible and eclectic with the whole concept.
We are. We're very flexible.
And I didn't pick any. I didn't pick any turds from 2005.
Least favorite wallpaper designs of 2000. It could be anything.
Well, let's see what else was going on. I'd have to look up news then because I didn't do that either. So.
All right, sorry. So Craig, what is your bottoms of 2005?
My bottoms.
What are their names?
Tell us your bottoms of 2005.
Well, now if you want to do that.
So, number 5 is actually a tie because they both are just crap and needed to be mentioned. Fuck you, Fall Out Boy, with your sugar, we're going down motherfucking bullshit.
I can agree with this
garbage.
Stuff.
Piece of garbage, and it was everywhere, and I had to hear it, and I wanted to die every time I heard it. Then fuck you, Jessica Simpson, for thinking you could cover These Boots Are Made for Walking. And Willie Nelson fucking plays the guitar in it.
Oh, no. I didn't hear that.
It's when she was Daisy Duke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jessica Simpson was Daisy Duke? Like, what? The mother.
So instead of Nancy Sinatra go-go boots are walking, it's Jessica in her cowboy boots.
And she's saying yeehaw, and it's the biggest piece of garbage shit. Oh my hell. Then
well, country radio didn't play that, or I would have heard that. Of
course, because it had all this hip hop bullshit pop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They would never
destroyed that song. I'm sorry, Jerry Halliwell did it, and she did it very well. Jerry Halliwell is Ginger Spice, by the way. Anyways, number 4, Fantasia Barrino, who was on American Idol Season 3 winner, did a terrible song called Baby Mama. This song goes out to all my motherfucking baby mamas. So much so that she had to spell baby mama. BABYMAMA. This song goes out to all my baby mamas. I got love for all my baby mamas. Fuck you with your baby mama bullshit. Yeah, I love you, baby mamas. I don't need a song about it. Number fucking 3. If I had an ice pick when this song was my when I was hearing it, I would choose to grab an ice pick and I would have no more eardrums. I would not ever be able to hear anything beautiful ever again because fuck you, James Blunt, with your goddamn You're Beautiful. You're not fucking beautiful. That song is the biggest piece of garbage bullshit I've ever heard in my life. All right.
I like that song.
Fucking, I hate it. I don't ever want to hear it. You're beautiful. You jump off the fucking cliff in the music video and drown yourself. Okay. Number 2. Motherfuck you, because I cannot listen to Ray Charles, I Got a Woman. I can't listen to it because fuck you, Kanye West and Jamie Foxx. You did this song called Gold Digger. Motherfuck you, go to hell. You ruined Jane. Oh my lord, you ruined Ray Charles for me.
Is that the one where she's like, you were supposed to buy the kid Tycho with your money? You're walking around looking like Michael with your
No, I don't want to be a gold digger. And then the song's so bad they fucking did it on Glee. Okay? That's just
telling you. There you go.
And they had to change the lyrics, I'm sure.
Number 1. Thank you.
Windows up.
There is
number 1.
That started out as Volume 1. Oh, by the end of 2005, it was 12 motherfucking chapters.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Talking about motherfucking R. Kelly and his Trapped in the Motherfucking Closet, Volume 1. A few years later, he did Volume 13 through 23, or 22, and then a couple years later did volumes 22 to 33. There are 33 motherfucking volumes of his musical soap opera called Trapped in the Closet. We have got R. Kelly playing the title character, Sylvester. He is having a one-night stand. He meets this hussy up at the club. He ends up waking up in her bed the next morning. He's like, I gotta go. I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta get the fuck out of here. All of a sudden, her husband comes in. Oh my hell. You gotta hide in the closet. He hides in the closet. Motherfucking husband comes in. Oh my Lord. He is in the closet. He's in the closet. He's in the closet. He's in the closet. Guy's coming closer. He's going to open the closet. He's going to open the closet. He pulls out his Beretta. I got my Beretta. He opened the closet. He opened the closet. Opened the closet. And then it ends. Then we go to chapter fucking 2.
I sense a lot of repetition in here.
Oh. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yes.
It's weird because I didn't know hardly any of the good ones, but I know all these awful ones.
Oh, they're all terrible. All right.
No idea what's going on.
I was introduced to this with the videos. There's videos that go with these.
Yeah, no, it's the videos.
I never knew if this was supposed to be serious or a joke. It's such a bad song. It's got to be a joke, right?
No, he took this very seriously.
Oh, my God.
All right. Opens up the closet. It is the husband. I believe his name is Rufus. So Rufus opens up the closet. We find out Rufus is so mad at Mary, who's not Mary. Her name is something else. Anyways, that's what she told him. We come to find out that now Rufus is just all mad as hell. He's like, look, I'm a pastor. You were bringing this motherfucker in my house. But then she's like, no, you're doing this. And he's like, well, I'm going to call my honey bunny. Find out the pastor's having an affair. Oh my goodness, there's a knock on the door. He opens the door. I can't believe it. He opens the door. Oh my God, it's a man. So now we find out that Pastor Rufus is having an affair with Chuck. Then we find out that this is chapter 3. Okay, so then
this thing has 33 chapters, by the way.
Yeah, we're only going through the first 12 because those were in 2005. All right.
Oh, okay.
So, and very quickly, I'm trying to be quick. All right.
Are you trying to inflict this pain on us?
In the closet. Okay. All right. Oh my God, Rufus, I had a question for you. You're with Chuck. Oh my God, he says, Kathy, go to hell, which we thought her name was Mary, but we find out her name is Kathy. Chuck is in love with Rufus. They're going to get married.
Jack's name was Mary.
The phone rings. The phone rings. The phone rings. Hello. Oh my God, a man picks up the phone.
Hello, it's me.
And it's me. So he is calling his home, Sylvester, which is our Kelly. He is calling his home, and a man picks up the phone. He is pissed. Chapter 4, he is going 85 in a 40. All of a sudden, he gets pulled over by a policeman. Woo, 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 goes on in the background, right? And he's like, damn, here comes the policeman. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, you were going 60 in a 40. He gives him a fucking ticket. He flicks the cigarette. Cigarette goes, blah, blah, blah. He still drove. He was driving 60 in a 40. He's still going 55 all the way home. He's still speeding.
I can't drive 55.
Well, you know what? Neither could he. Well, he could at that point. But anyway, so he goes up in the house. He goes in the room. His wife is in the shower. She's like, oh, I'm getting... And he's like, hey, I called the house. Man answers his phone. She goes, don't you remember? My brother was getting out of prison today. So it was my brother that answered the phone. And so then they start to make love. They are getting all kinky, freaky on the bed. They are making love. He is like, baby, I can't go any further. I'm going to climax. And I'm telling you, oh my goodness, I'm about to climax is a fucking lyric in this song.
I miss you, and precious and few.
Oh, I love me some Climax, the band.
This makes a Minnie Riperton album pretty good.
He flips at the cover, and oh my God, it's a rubber. Yeah, he sings about, I need a fucking rubber in the bed. And he is mad. Chapter 5.
And this is 2005.
Mad. This is 2005, yes.
The entire year, yes.
He is so angry that there was a condom in my bed. Bitch, why there's a condom in my bed?
No, wait, it was a rubber.
Gwendolyn.
Is this one album?
This is a song.
This is a song that started as 12 chapters that turned into 33. Okay?
I'm longer than fucking Cashmere.
But the thing with these chapters, isn't it really just the same song over and over with different lyrics?
Lyrics, yes.
Yeah, it's the same exact music and the same exact music track. He just puts different lyrics on it, each one of them.
Woman's head, don't you turn around. And so then him and his wife get in this big argument, and then they start laughing, and then all of a sudden it's funny. because now we're laughing about, oh, you were out jeeping on somebody. Well, he finds out that, she was with somebody. And she's like, oh, you know Roxanne? He's like, who the hell's Roxanne? Well, Roxanne's a friend of mine. She knew this guy, Chuck, the gay. And then Chuck's with this guy, Rufus. And he's like, what the fuck? And then she's like, Rufus' wife, Kathy. And oh my God, everybody knows everybody. And she's like, we went to high school. He introduced me to the policeman. Now we find out his wife, Gwendolyn, the policeman that pulled him over, that gave him a ticket, who's in the house that answered the phone, who she was fucking. Okay? So, chapter 6, they're not laughing anymore. They are angry. She's like,
neither am I.
They're like, no. Shit. And he's like, yeah, and I got a fucking ticket. It's like, oh no, not all this bullshit. I'm pulling a Beretta. I'm doing this. I found a condom in the bed. No, I got a ticket. He's so upset about that.
Beretta got a raw deal.
The man is so worried that something is going on. He goes back and he goes to the house. And then they get into this, like, the guns come out and we're going to get it, shoot. And all of a sudden there's a shooting. Somebody is shot. Then we go to chapter 7. And Gwendolyn is all upset. And she's like, okay, because her baby brother just got a and his name is Twan. 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 Who the hell names their child Twan? Okay, so.
Probably a lot of people.
Well, I don't. But it's in this song, and so it's.
Is that like a combination of 1 and 2?
I don't know. Or twat with an N instead of a T. I do not know. So Gwendolyn's mad. She's like, you bastards, you've killed my brother. All of a sudden, Twan is like, I'm coughing. Which he sings, cough, cough, cough. And she's like, oh my God, baby brother, are you okay? I also have to keep in mind, in the music video, you have R. Kelly singing every bit of this. You have actors mouthing the lyrics as if they're saying these. This is how terrible and god-awful this is. All right, so he's like, I'm fine. It's just my shoulder. Motherfucker just got shot in the shoulder, and he's like, I just need to go to the bathroom. Put a little Band-Aid on it. I'm good. Mama. Okay, so then, and he's like, damn, I would have been better off in prison. And then, oh my gosh, there's a knock on the door. And they're like, oh, great. What's going on? Oh, my hell, what's going on? And they're like, I'm not answering the door. You're not answering the door. So they decide both of them are holding guns. They have got guns. They are opening the door. They open the door, and oh my God.
But you can't come in.
It is Rosie, the nosy neighbor. Rosie, the nosy neighbor. Yeah.
You're soaking in it.
Yes. Spatula in her hand. Okay. Rosie has got her spatula. She is, and Twan says she's...
Oh, spatula. I thought you said bachelor.
No, she got a spatula because, that spatula going to get them,
You can spank with a spatula.
Like, I'm going to get you. I'm Rosie, the nosy neighbor. So now the policeman is like going back to his house where his lovely bride Bridget is. And Bridget is pregnant. And so I think we are in chapter 8 now.
You wrote a lot of notes about a song you hate.
Oh, because this is something that for you to really understand how god awful this is, I need to explain.
Yeah, because I think if you would have just said
definitely
33,
understand.
It's really does bring it that that's why I felt watching it. It's like it just gets more and more. It's like this has got to be a joke. This can't be a serious thing, and you think it's going to be like.
Not
take a turn for the serious, and it never does. It just gets more and more convoluted.
And the thing is I think he felt it was serious, and it was this evolution, and this like I'm doing a hip hop singing.
It's a trend that I'm glad did not catch on. Can you imagine like everybody thinking they have to do like everybody had to do a Sgt. Pepper when that came out? Can you imagine everybody trying to do a 33 chapter long rap story with like ended up being like 52 characters and all interlinked and wow.
So
I don't think he's done.
The policeman we're almost
on chapter 9.
Yeah, we're finishing chapter 8. So they go to the house, to the policeman goes there and his wife's Bridget and she's like, oh yeah, nothing's going on, I'm just vacuuming. And then he's like, well, something's really weird going on here.
I'm hoovering.
And he's like looking around the house and he's like, I feel like something weird is going on. And he's like, wait, you have a cherry pie on the counter. And she's like, oh, I'm just baking a pie. And he's like, you're allergic to cherries.
I gotta go poop.
Oh my God, Jesus!
Because I talked about cherry pies. I hope you can still hear this story. Anyways. All right, good. Okay, so he realizes
he's taking the microphone with him. That's wonderful.
He realizes Bridget is allergic to cherries, so he knows something's going on. He is looking everywhere. He is looking in the closet doors. He's looking underneath the bed. He is looking in the bathroom. He's looking everywhere, and she's kind of just standing in front of the underneath the kitchen sink. He's like, move, move, move. And so he opens the cabinet, and he's like, bitch, move, get out the way, move, bitch, get out the way, moves, opens
it rhythmically.
Yeah, he opens up the cabinet, and oh my God, there is a man in the cabinet. Not only is there a man in the cabinet, he's a midget.
But he sings that like it was a midget. It's like
that is the end of chapter 9. So I do not like midget just seems not right but we do find out later that the midget man is referred to as Big Man. So we're going to call him Big Man now. So in chapter 10...
He's Little Big Man. Okay.
We learn that Bridget met Big Man at the strip club because he's a stripper. He's a little midget stripper, okay?
Well, it's okay to say quoting, but he can't be described that way.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm telling you what, okay? So we find out also he's asthmatic. So he's having a problem and he needs his inhaler. He gets freaked out. He passes out. He shits himself. He says, I'm going to shit myself. And he does. and then everybody's like, what's going on? And it ends. What the hell is that smell? Smell. All right, then we go into chapter 11 and we learn that, Bridget and Big Man, they're having their affair. Moving forward, we find out not only is Bridget pregnant, which we knew this from before, but it's Big Man. He's the baby daddy. The little guy.
Baby daddy, little Big Man.
The tripod guy.
Yeah, the midgets, the baby daddy. Woo! All right, and we are in the final chapter. In the final chapter, we are back at Kathy's house, where Rufus and Chuck are at. And they are having yelling matches. They are mad. They're like, motherfucker, fuck you, ho. This is all sung, by the way. Motherfucker, fuck you, ho.
And it's sung in sort of a, not musical way, but like I said, they were yelling. It's like that. It's like this. It's like singing it on the fly, almost.
Not. So they're having this argument. Rufus and Kathy are yelling, and then the phone rings. Phone ring, and ringing, and the phone ringing, kind of going on. Oh my!
One ringy.
And then, and it is Gwendolyn.
Oh,
yeah, it's Gwendolyn. It is Esther's wife. Is calling Kathy.
Hi, Terry.
Hi, Terry. And she's calling Kathy. She's like, girl, can you talk? And Kathy's like, no, I can't. I'm having a little argument right now. And she's like, hey, this is going on. And then we go to, my husband is doing this, and we go there, and blah, blah. And my husband got with this hoe. And then we went over to this other place where, there was this lady, and she was pregnant with the midget. And I was having sex with the policeman. And she's like, all this crap's going on, and Kathy's like, shut up, Gwendolyn, I need to tell you something. She's like, I don't care. She's like, I need to tell you something. She's like, that crusty wig-wearing bitch you were talking about, or hoe, you whatever. She's like, what's going on with crusty wig-wearing hoe, and we're singing this, little crusty wig-wearing hoe, blah, 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 and it's just this, I'm sorry, girl, but that hoe was me. That is the fucking end of motherfucking Trapped in the Closet, chapter 1 through 12. If you want to know more, you can watch chapters 13 through 33. I don't recommend it. I've only made it through the first 12.
Yeah, I only saw the first 12.
And I actually, until
Rossini probably could have done a better job.
It was passed around at the. I used to teach at a broadcasting school while I was in radio, and it was passed around that school. The DVD of that, and I had never heard of it. I didn't know what, so I saw it on a DVD. It was just a DVD-R. It said, R. Kelly Trapped in the Closet. I didn't know anything. I'm like, this has got to be like, I didn't realize R. Kelly was trying to do comedy, and it's like some of this is kind of funny, but it's getting kind of, convoluted, and it's, he should have condensed this. And you're saying he totally meant this as a serious venture,
It's like his soap opera, like he was
like he's doing a concept album basically.
Right. But
it sounds like opera.
And I guess the first 2 volumes were all that was on the actual album that came out that year. And then he expanded it. And then he expanded it. And then he expanded it. And he should have stopped. I mean, for that to beat out freaking Kanye with Gold Digger, because that's pretty terrible. But there you have it. You're welcome for my story.
That is a bottom that will not be soon forgotten.
Can I go before Craig next week?
When we do the books next week, because that's now been postponed.
Going on next week, but I don't know. Yeah, who knows if I'll have it? I may not even have it right.
I have no idea what you just said for the last 20 minutes. I have never heard that. I have no idea what that is. That is absolutely insane.
Yeah, I have no idea what it was. I've never heard anything about this. Never knew anything about this, and I'm glad.
I guess technically it's
part
of it is 12 songs, but it's really not, because it's the same melody and the same music over and over, but he changes the lyrics and he's telling you the story. I go to
it's the same exact, and it's just the lyrics are different. It's like when Guns N' Roses did "Don't Cry," and then did another version with different lyrics, but it's 12 times, and it certainly doesn't have the melody of any kind of real song. It's him kind of, like I said, it's kind of like him, if you picked up, just a book or something and tried to read it. That's kind of what it sounds like. It just sounds like random notes that are like, well, I went to the grocery store today and they were out of bananas, so I had to go to a different grocery store. It comes off like that.
So I'm afraid to ask my next question. Was this really popular?
I think it was.
Did he make a shitload of money off of this?
I think possibly because everybody was like, "What the fuck is this?" It wasn't. Yeah, I don't think if it made money.
What is the title of this again?
Trapped in the Closet.
Now the unfortunate thing, because I did go and watch like the first 7 chapters because I wanted to refresh my memory, because it'd been a really long time since I'd seen it. Unfortunately,
it had a $3 million budget.
Wow.
Jesus.
So, unfortunately, on YouTube, there's some sort of, I couldn't find anything that didn't have like a big C for copyright in it. So it's like, I couldn't find anywhere that you could actually watch it. I have a
South
burned
Park
DVD.
did it.
That's what I have. I still have the burned DVD. They were just making copies.
Richard, what were you about to say?
South Park did it.
Yeah. Oh, so many.
It's like a weird porn or something that people would trade. We just got passed around.
South Park did a mock. Yeah, it was popular.
I don't know how South Park could have done that though, because it was so ridiculous to begin with. To parody something that's so absurd to start with usually doesn't work.
They just did a few chapters of it.
Yeah, it's like it couldn't be parodied because it's too ridiculous to begin. It's like doing a parody of Austin Powers. I mean, Austin Powers already is a parody, so how would you even approach that?
So bizarre.
I took it as a joke.
I don't see any information though about revenue that it generated. I just see that it had a $3 million budget.
And that's probably just the first 12 chapters, not even counting the last
13,
24. Yeah. Okay, so my top bottom 5.
Tell us about your bottom 5.
There's no 20-minute songs. They're all for radio, so they're all about 3.5 minutes. But yeah, dishonorable mentions. Anything from Rascal Flatts, just across the board. Anything from Gretchen Wilson. Born in my hometown of Granite City, grew up in Pocahontas. Should have been a better representative. Instead, just awful. Bottom 5 here. Arlington. Well, no, that's probably a higher one. Jesus Take the Wheel from Carrie Underwood.
It is a bad song.
Which contains the line "From now on tonight."
What?
From now on tonight? That's really...
From now on tonight.
Don't say.
That doesn't make sense. Hillbillies from this group called Hot Apple Pie. Hillbillies love it in the hay. Hillbillies love it in the hay. And then one time they don't say hay. They just have a donkey sound effect.
Oh, brilliant.
What's another word for donkey?
Hillbilly.
Yes.
Hillbillies love it in the... Oh!
Right, and no one else got that but me at the radio station. Number 4 here, we have the talking song Repair Blues from Alan Jackson, which is a bizarre song that should have never been released as a single, where he's talking about how to fix a song and goes into all these like musical references, and you've got to change your chord to a 3/8. It's just really stupid. Let's see, I've done that one. And number 2 was a song that I'm not going to... I don't think the guy will ever see these videos, but he used to be... I won't say a specific position, let's just say he was somewhat in charge for a while. And he was telling everybody about this great song. I didn't know this at the time. And he was telling everybody how great this song is. It's by this new group called Ryan Shoup and the Rubber Band. Right there to tell you everything you need to know. This guy... we did not share the same musical tastes. I'll put it that way. What's that?
I used to work with a guy named Ryan Shoup.
Might be him.
Definitely not the same guy.
That's what I'm thinking about, Craig. Shoop.
This is why you got to be careful about how you talk to your boss. He asked me what I thought of the song. The song is called "Dream Big." I heard it. I thought he was just asking my opinion like you would on any song, and I just went off on the song and said, "This sounds like a children's song. This sounds like something Raffi would sing." Like, when you dream big, and all your dreams will come true. I mean, wow, that was awful. And I told him how awful it was, and it was abysmal, and I can't even believe that would even be issued to country radio, who would take a song like that seriously, not realizing that this guy thought that this song was going to become the number 1 song of the century or something. This guy had put all of his stake on being of the opinion that this was the greatest song ever. I did not realize that, and it really kind of broke our working relationship, and he really did not like me after that.
Wow.
Because of my opinion on that song.
Yeah, but did the song ever become as big as he thought it would be?
Have you heard of it?
No.
Ryan Shoup and the Rubber Band, the song "Dream Big." At number 1, a song from Trace Adkins called "Arlington." A song that was so offensive, it offended everybody. Trace Adkins never served in the military, but decided to do a song. This was, of course, around 2002. You know, everybody's still coming off of the 2001 terrorist attacks. It's all about, America and the military. Toby Keith's got American Soldier, courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. We've got, all of these other things, all these other songs you probably haven't heard of. And this one is all about how I finally made it, Mom and Dad. My dreams come true. I've made it to Arlington. Arlington, for those of you who don't know, is a cemetery where they put a lot of the soldiers who have died in battle are buried there. And he made it sound like it's a goal to live your life so you can end up in Arlington.
Oh, no.
And people were like, that is absolutely ridiculous. You're an idiot. You're just trying to jump on a bandwagon. Like I said, everybody offended. Military people offended.
Did that end his career? I don't know who this person is.
Trace
I don't
Adkins?
know who this person is.
He has a really long hair ponytail. He's gross.
He's against gay marriage. But yeah, so Arlington from Trace Adkins, worst country single of 2005. And if you've heard some country singles from 2005, that's saying a lot.
That is saying a lot. Okay, edit the next part. I'll be right back.
I mean, worse than Trapped in the Closet, because at least you can laugh at Trapped in the Closet. Arlington is just
because it's so absurd.
Right.
That's disgusting, actually. Yeah.
So there you have it. Those are my worst. Those are everybody's left. That's how awful the song was. Even hearing about it made people just want to get up and leave.
Right? Well, after
what is it about this show where one person walks away? You realize that really can't happen, and you should walk away one at a time. No, okay. Nope. That is my worst. But that's bottom country singles of 2005.
Wow, nicely done.
I found a couple tops that I didn't realize were 2005.
4 of them.
Anthony and the Johnsons, "I Am a Bird Now" was released in 2005.
Great. Yes.
And the eponymous Brazilian Girls was released in 2005. And that's a great album.
God, I remember them. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Okay, well, I have
for the longest time, I kept thinking they were French, but, Portuguese sounds like, similar sound to French. It's a very sexy language.
Yeah, I have nothing.
Oh, okay.
after Craig. No, I do. No, because I just don't like doing like that. Oh, that sucks. 2005. That sucks. Yeah. So I went to the list of like music that was released, like the top songs of 2005. I literally had no idea what most of them were. I had no idea.
Yeah.
But I went
top 100. It was like.
I said we should stop at 2000.
And so then I went to the column of artists who sings those songs, and I knew some of the artists, and man, they all fucking suck. But no. Anyway,
Black Eyed.
Well, Kelly Clarkson had "Since You've Been Gone," and that was the one that
I knew that
was the one that jumped her out of what was that show, the American Idol or whatever.
Yeah.
There was a lot of American Idol.
That was her second record.
Oh, okay.
I know all about Kelly Clarkson. So.
And then Gwen Stefani did "Hollaback Girl," and I'm like,
yeah, that was not, but that is, we ain't no Hollaback. But that's when we learned our shit as bananas, right? That's how I learned how to spell banana.
Yeah, that song's awful.
Yeah.
So I don't
mind the "Since You've Been Gone." That's a real song, but the stupid cheerleading Hollaback Girl thing's
no. And actually, her first single off that record was "What You Waiting For," and I liked that song. But Hollaback Girl, but
"Breakaway" was the song after American Idol. That
please don't tell me that Nickelback's song "Photograph" was a cover of Ringo Starr's.
Ringo Starr, yeah.
No, it was not Ringo Starr's or Def Leppard's or the Verve Pipes. It was their own.
Look at this photograph, right? Isn't that what song that is?
Look at this photograph. Every time it makes me laugh. What's on Joey's head?
I never listened to any of that. If it was crap, I just never listened to it.
Some of us had to.
Yeah.
Some of us were forced to.
I did not have that kind of a job.
I think you guys just named off like who was on my hot garbage list. Black Eyed Peas, fuck them. Kelly Clarkson, Fall Out Boy, and I'm from Chicago, so they used to be in every fucking bar in Chicago. They sucked. Nickelback and Coldplay. The first Coldplay, the best Coldplay. I remember the first time when I saw Coldplay on Letterman, when that first record came out, and they played Yellow, and they played one other song from that first album. I was like, who the fuck are these guys? These guys they blew me away. Absolutely blew me away.
You like Radiohead too?
Yeah, I think they were like a trio back then, and they were absolutely fantastic. They were fantastic. And it went downhill so fast.
Coldplay and Radiohead. I
like Radiohead too, and I like the Fall Out Boy song that Craig was talking about.
So much.
I mean, in a 2005 way. I mean, it's not going to compare to something from 1978, but I mean, for the 2005 on that level, you got to remember I'm listening to a country at that point. So anything,
you're just happy.
All right.
So that's our tops and bottoms for 2005. That went well.
That was that's better than the scenario.
Please, what will be our next year?
Please, something from the 20th century.
Right, let's see what we got. Okay, we've got Mom's crocheted little bowl here. All right. What do we got? I'm scruffing. What do I got here? Yes, ma'am. 1983.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Wow. I can name every single from 1983.
1983 will be a little easier to account.
1983 was the year I made a point to start listening to current pop radio. Because I'd said I was all into the Beatles and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, I'm going to, you know what? I am 11 years old now. I've got to start being,
Damn
modern.
You're 11.
You were 11?
Shit together, all right?
12.
I
12,
was
I guess.
10 in 1983.
But I was listening to the radio and writing down songs on the countdown and putting like star rating. I mean, I got serious with it. We got Friday night videos started coming on, and I was watching every one of them. I dove in. It was all about it. It's a very exciting time for pop music.
Great
too.
year, yeah.
I was living in the mountains of New Mexico, but I found out about the stuff anyway.
That's gonna be tough to narrow to 5, but we can do whatever the hell we want. Right? I can do 10.
That's right.
So,
sometimes on as it should be, they'll do quite large lists. They've got a lot of things to say.
Mentions. Yeah.
I'll keep it under 10.
Most of their lists aren't revolving around one song. It takes up. Yeah. Okay, so it's time for the album review now, where we are taking a look at Minnie Riperton and Perfect Angel. God, what person suggested this? Probably the only person.
Probably the person holding it up.
Holding it up, yeah.
Yeah.
Who would like to go first? Great.
I could go first.
Please.
Okay.
Go first.
Here's your revenge, everyone.
No, I have no revenge about it anyway. But
oh wait.
Yeah, okay. First of all, I'm gonna struggle through this. Absolutely amazing singer. Her vocals are spectacular. She is a wonderful, wonderful singer. Great voice, absolutely wonderful. This record's not my thing. So that doesn't make it bad, right? So I'm not gonna like sit here and be like, oh, that sucks. It's just not my jam. It's not in my wheelhouse. It's not something I would ever pick. And this is great. This is why we do these. I struggled through this record. I listened to it once, and I swore that I would always listen to every one of these records at least twice. I couldn't listen to it twice. There's some really good guitar work. I don't know who the guitarist is. I should have looked it up, but his guitar work on the first couple songs, absolutely fantastic. Probably the high point for me was the guitar and the arrangements of the songs. Man, I got very little on this. First of all, can I just get it right out there? "Lovin' You" is one of the worst songs I've ever heard in my entire life. I absolutely hate this song.
Loving you.
And now Richard's going to sing it to make it even worse. It is absolutely one of the most horrid things I've ever heard in my entire life. And I've heard this song a million times at every fucking drag show and every lame.
Oh, wow. People try to do that song live?
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God.
I've never seen that. Wow.
Awful, and it's been lip synced forever. And it's
the lip syncing's one thing, but trying to.
It's just awful. So, I kind of struggle with this one because it's just not my wheelhouse. It's not my thing. I'm sure it's a fantastic album. It was probably very successful. I'm guessing this was a very successful record. When did it come out?
75. I think it was moderately successful. I don't think it was.
It wasn't a big.
I always thought it was one of her most successful records.
Well, it's her most successful, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not going to trash it because it's just.
That'll be my
it's just
job.
Not my. Oh, great! It's just not my thing. So, am I going to shit on it? No. Am I going to give it a bad review? It's just not my wheelhouse.
Well, you have to give it a rainbow rating.
I do, and I'm gonna. It's got "Loving You" on it, for God's sake. Yeah, I'm gonna give it 2.5 rainbows. I almost went with 3 because I don't know, 2.5 rainbows.
All right,
2.5.
got it.
That was hard for me, guys, because I don't know. I just.
Well, I could go next, and I'll be real easy about it.
Okay.
Do
it.
One thing I want to say about Minnie is that she died when she was 31 of breast cancer, and this was in the days when the treatment of cancer was like Sweeney Todd type of medicine, and so it's just. So this record was released in 1975, and she died in 1979. It's just, just really rough situation, for her. And, with the title, I don't know if she was diagnosed by then. Quite possibly she probably wasn't diagnosed until near the end. Because there just wasn't a lot of screening, that kind of thing back in the 70s. But anyway, when I started listening to the record and the opening track "Reasons," I was like going, "Wow, this is a nice groove. I really like this."
Yeah, I was too.
I feel like I want to dance to this. And then after that, it was like, it just never came back, really. Yep. The second song, "It's So Nice to See Old Friends," struck me as a very formulaic ballad. It was a little bit country, there was a little bit soul, but it was very dated. It might have been, listenable in 1975. It just didn't have it later. The "Take a Little Trip" is kind of jazz vocals and it's kind of lounge singing, but she just didn't have that. She's got an incredible voice and range. I just don't think who the producers or the songwriters or whatever really understood that and really took advantage of that, because I kind of felt with some of the songs, especially with "Loving You," they turned her vocal range into a gimmick. And that just really kind of annoyed me. Not just the fact that the songs annoyed me because they struck me as being unimaginative, but the fact that she had this incredible voice, and it was like the producers were like stupid. They didn't know what they were, doing with this. "Seeing You This Way," radio pop, just pure radio pop, that song. "The Edge of a Dream," I kind of thought this must have been a hit, not because I liked it, but it sounded like a very formulaic hit, and I looked it up and it was not a hit. Then there's the title song, "Perfect Angel." I wrote down lyrics kind of vacuous and hackneyed. I pictured her singing this song on Sesame Street. That's just what it did. It was just musically uninteresting. Now, then the next song, "Every Time He Comes Around," now that one brought me back. That one, I really liked that one. It was back to funk. It was back to funky, like the opening track. It seemed more her style. Her voice seemed to get more into the song with this one. And that was the one too, with the guitar, was really, really good in that song. And then, of course, "Loving You," and we'll just skip over that. And then the final track was a decent one, "Our Lives." Again, it was more interesting. I actually envisioned her performing that song backed by War. I think that would be a good combination for her, to do that song with War as the backing band. But yeah, overall,
the whole album would have been better with War as the backing band.
Yeah, I just really felt like I recognize that she's got this voice that you could do all kinds of really wonderful and wild and amazing stuff with. But her producers and all that, to me they just didn't see that, and they went for the simple tricks to go for radio hits or something like that. Whoever wrote I don't know if she wrote her own songs or if it was someone else who was writing the songs, but the songs,
she co-wrote a lot of them.
Yeah, it just sounded like, not much. And so I had high hopes with Reasons. I mean, that was a nice groove. I liked that song, and every time he comes around, I would look for those songs on singles, on like 12-inch singles or something like that, and I would get those songs, but none of the other stuff. So I give it 2 rainbows.
Craig is next.
I am next. So let me tell you about the first time I ever heard Minnie Riperton. Y'all know this band called The Orb? That they have this numbing, pulsating, blah, 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 which is like this 13-minute, like, burn it, weird, all this music that is sampled. Loving You is sampled through the whole thing. I didn't even know there was this, like, I always thought it was an Orb song, and then later I learned about Minnie. So that is how I first heard Loving You, just so you know. And I like their version, and I like hers. And I'm sorry, people say Mariah created that note. No.
No.
Minnie did. Maybe, and somebody probably did before her, but I think that's when we first heard a note like that. It wasn't no fucking Mariah, it was Minnie. So I actually kind of like It's Nice to See the Old Friend song. Every time he comes around, that one was good, and Loving You. And I really don't have much more to say about it. I've never heard one of her albums all the way through, so I'm appreciative of that, because honestly, the only song I ever heard by her is Loving You. So thank you for bringing that to where I could. I don't know that I would have, tried to listen to anything else. Not that she has an amazing voice. I wish we maybe later could have heard more from her, but unfortunately she left us too soon. But I gotta, 2. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
All right. So what are we up to? 6.5 rainbows out of 3 people.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. So the stupid producer is Stevie Wonder.
I knew that. Yeah.
I knew that too.
I was waiting. I couldn't wait to say that.
He was blind to her talent,
and he actually wrote 2 of the songs. But I just have I did this and wrote a whole review for my Instagram, which is what I've been doing lately on Instagram, is writing full reviews for all the.
You do a very good job.
So I'll just do like a small version of that. But yeah, I have the first track. Reasons might surprise some people who only know from Loving You, because it's a upbeat and funky.
It's a great song,
kind of a rocking thing. But her 4-octave coloratura soprano vocal comes in right away on that, so you know that it's her. Wailing blues guitar backing her. Then things settle down with a country flavored It's So Nice to See Old Friends, dreamy Take a Little Trip. Stevie Wonder produced it, pinned a couple of tracks, uses a pseudonym, so if you just look at the album and don't know, then you wouldn't. I mean, the hype sticker says Stevie Wonder, but the tracks on here call it something else. I don't remember what his name is, but Seeing You This Way, his instrumentation sounds like a Stevie Wonder song from 1975, the instrumentation of that. I had heard John Lennon and Yoko Ono's Double Fantasy a few days before this, and I have kind of the same feeling there. It's a stronger album to me knowing what happened afterwards. Listening to Double Fantasy, it sounds like John Lennon goes light rock, goes adult contemporary. It's very positive. He's very content. It's a lot of love songs. It's, wow, I finally found happiness. And then he gets shot a month later and killed. Same thing with her. She's obviously happy. She's content. It's all wonderful. Literally birds are singing. literally, and then she dies of breast cancer. So it's got this joyous whatever sound that's contrasted with this underlying kind of melancholy and sadness, because you know what's going to happen to her. She's a lovely singer, but in all aspects of everything I've heard about her, she was a beautiful person too. So that just makes it even more sad. I think she get a little bit sexy on that Every Time He Comes Around song. It's got a nice fuzz guitar in there, alluring vocal, so it's not the same. She's trying to be a little bit sexy there. But then, of course, you have the Lovin' You song, which, if you're going to do light rock, if you're going to do anything, go all the way with it. So if you're going to do a light rock love song, put some fucking chirping birds in there and put this insanely high vocal note. And I just think it is so completely over the top that I've always loved that aspect of it, that it's just so like right in your face. And at the same time, it's this light rock, soft rock schmaltz, basically.
It definitely works.
It's easy because you're beautiful is kind of a shallow thing to say. I mean, it's a shallow, sentiment. You're beautiful, so it's easy to love you. Well, what if you weren't so beautiful? Then I wouldn't love you so much. But I've always loved the fact that she just comes in with this insanely high note, and no, I'm not going to try to sing that. But I mentioned before, she is Maya Rudolph, the actress, the comedian Maya Rudolph's mother. And if you've only ever heard the single version of Lovin' You, it cuts this part out. But on the album version, she starts singing to Maya, saying her name over and over again, which that just makes it even more sad. You think she died with this daughter and whatever. Of course, if you have to cut out the part where she's like, every time we, ooh, if you think that she's singing to her daughter, it gets a little creepy, that. But, it's all about, to me, looking at the full picture of who Minnie Riperton was, everything I've heard about her, and then knowing she has this tragic, lifeline cut short by breast cancer. And like Richard said, in 1979, who knows what to do, they just die, And so, but overall, I always like the earthy stuff, and it's a very earthy album, a very, you don't have the, it's 1975, so what else is it going to be? But, bittersweet kind of thing to listen to, but I obviously enjoyed it a lot more than everyone else did. And I figured that was going to happen, but I wanted to at least introduce everybody watching to Minnie Riperton. She's more than just this silly Lovin' You because you're beautiful bird chirping song. And especially that first track, Reasons. I think if people put this album on and are unsuspecting, that is going to blow people like, what the hell? I didn't know she did this. So overall, I will give it 4 rainbows. I did not give it 5 or anything crazy like that, but I absolutely, I do really enjoy this album.
I mean, even the first song, the first song made me want to like delve into her other stuff. It absolutely did.
Yeah,
but Richard said that it sounded like something on Sesame Street, and I agree with that absolutely. It has a very innocent child. I mean, she does, like I said, she has a kind of a sexy song on there, and Lovin' You does have some sexual parts in it, but it does sound like a very. If I had children, I would play this for the 3-year-old. I mean, Lovin' You's like a lullaby. A lot of these songs on here are just perfect. She's got an ice cream cone on the front. I mean, it's a very,
and it's melting, right?
Because she's so hot,
Because it's because she's so hot. Okay, now I'm not sad for her.
Well, again, I mean, she obviously, I don't think she knew she was going to die, but a melting ice cream cone. I mean, in retrospect, what a great visual for something that's so sweet and so beautiful and whatever, but it's melting. Just like her.
Well, it's so childlike. But you see, you're projecting onto the music what happened to her later. Yep. And at the time of it being recorded, none of that was happening.
Nope.
So it was just this very innocent cover.
It's the same thing I said with the John Lennon and Yoko Ono Double Fantasy. And when that came out, it was critically panned. And from what I've read, when he was shot, that shit was just about to go to press, and they halted the presses on things. I know that Rolling Stone was one. And there were other things that they literally stopped the presses, literally, and said, we cannot print this. We have got to reevaluate this album now. We cannot be bashing this. He was just shot and killed. So they had to literally revise all the reviews before they went out. And it's the same thing here. If I would have heard this in 1976, I don't know. I still like the over-the-top Lovin' You song. I think that is, if you're going to do something like that, Just go full. If you're going to do anything, just go full on with it. I don't like half-ass anything. You know, being gay is you don't do anything. You shouldn't do anything half-assed. But you know, or half-cocked. But you know, yeah, I full on. You know, birds chirping, F sharp 6 notes.
Oh my God, you almost did it.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, Mikey's ears are bleeding now.
Oh. Haven't you ever been in love and wanted to hear a song like that?
No.
Plus, I wanted to throw everybody off. I got accused of being like the stadium rock guy, and everybody's saying, I know Robert likes that rock stuff from the 70s. That's all he likes. And so, you know, Minnie Riperton.
Honestly, I thought you were
still from the 70s, though.
I literally thought you were fucking with us. I was like, oh, he's giving us an album he absolutely hates. To see what he says.
I was like, oh, he likes it.
Thank you, Craig.
I knew
it changed his life, Craig.
Yeah, it totally
changed.
Yeah. So speaking of life-changing albums, no, just kidding.
Yes, it's Craig's turn to pick the... Wait a minute, what's the total score here? It's not hard. It's 10.5.
10.5, yeah.
That wasn't easy. That wasn't difficult to add up. It's a lot of small numbers.
I hope that's not the lowest one, though. Okay, it's not.
What are you picking for us then, Craig?
No, it's almost the lowest. The Trey Sivan is a half step lower, half a rainbow lower.
What's Trey Sivan? I don't. Oh, that yeah.
Right,
the young guy from Australia.
Seems like so long ago.
The one where the person that picked it didn't even like it.
I liked it when I first got it, but then afterwards, yeah. Anyway.
All right, so I was like, oh, what am I going to do? These guys are so difficult. You know, Robert hates everything I ever choose. And so it's like, you know what? I'm going to go to my friend, my phone, and I'm going to shake it on the Discog. And I'm going to go with the first thing that comes up. And the first thing was a 45. So it's like, well, we can't review a 45. So, and I think it was, I don't know what it was. And then I was like, oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. So we are going to be listening to, from 1989, Debbie Gibson's Electric Youth.
For God's sakes.
What the fuck?
Dreams come true.
So we're going to be sucking it to you. I mean, we will get lost in each other's eyes.
What's the record?
Yeah,
wow, Minnie Riperton doesn't sound so bad anymore.
That could be my first time I say I do a one rainbow.
How many times did I use the phrase "not in my wheelhouse" for Minnie?
I mean, that one doesn't even have "Only in My Dreams" on it, does it?
No, but it's got "Lost in Your Eyes," and I would like to let you know that I decided to ditch that idea and throw it fucking out the window. But when that album came up, I felt like I had to make you guys think that this is what we were reviewing. We will not be reviewing Debbie Gibson. If you want to listen to it on your own time, that's fine.
Thank you for that. Thank you for allowing me to listen to Debbie Gibson. What we're really reviewing is R. Kelly, Trapped in the Closet.
All 33 volumes. So please give me.
We are not worthy of such magnanimity.
Thank you, Craig.
I mean, there is some really rude shit on here, but you know, I just don't feel you guys are ready for Debbie Gibson.
No,
we're not.
We're not.
Yes, I am not. I'm not ready.
So, we are actually what we're going to listen to. 50 million other ones, but yeah, and I'll get into this next week. But from 1997, this is their third and final record, and this is The Sundays with Static and Silence. And that is really
the Sundays.
That is what you really will be.
The Sundays. That's the name of the band.
The band is The Sundays.
Thank you, Craig, for not making us listen.
Static and Silence. For extra credit, if you want to listen to Electric Youth, go right ahead. I mean, maybe I'll do a little mini review on it, you know?
I don't. Nope.
But yes, The Sundays, Static and Silence.
All right, so thank you very much for watching. We're the final Community Guncles. Next time it's The Sundays, Static and... or Silence and Static.
Static and Silence.
Album review. And also we're having the contest, a $40 Amazon gift card. I don't think we talked about that this time. Just all you have to do is make a video and
or no, we didn't.
say what albums.
And we're getting entries, so
yeah. Some of them have been real. I mean, I'm discovering some really nice stuff. People are pretty much on the mark with what I would like. Not so much with what I wouldn't like, but, you know.
And you have until January 15th to
at noon Central.
A video.
And the video is just what you think each of us would like. So 4 albums, one for each of us that you think that we would like. And if you want to, you can do 4 albums, one for each of us that you think we wouldn't like, or you can do both.
We encourage whatever you'd like to do.
Yeah, it's all up to you. And you don't have to show the albums. You can, just talk about them or whatever. You don't have the albums or CDs or 8 tracks or cassettes or reel-to-reels.
Show all 8 tracks.
Or MP3s.
All 8 tracks.
Okay, I'm Robert Fithen along with...
Richard at Calvin Wazoo.
Craig's Vinyl Plethora.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. We will talk to you again, hopefully, next time. And if you do make a video, be sure to leave us a comment that you've done so in the comments section.